welcome #RDC, reigning Dynasty champ, Coach Chris Heney of the VIP on Swole. Bub, you're excited for this?
I am excited.
And what we're also excited for, maybe even a little bit perklempt, confused, and horny all together in the same emotion. Perklempt. Yeah. Do you need a definition on that?
Yeah, do you have one?
Yeah. Perklempt. Choked up with excitement and nervousness.
Oh.
Perklempt.
Okay.
It's German. It's German. Want me to use it in a sentence?
P-R-K-L.
I was perklempt when I attempted to touch that woman in the nipple. No, that's more of a sexual thing. I guess it does work. Yeah, I wouldn't get perklempt.
You're choked up in excitement and anxiousness, like, oh my god,
this is going to happen.
I'm actually going to touch
a
nipple.
Right. Getting a little off track here, Bub. That's okay. So on the interactive segment, we've had a couple doozies so far. You know, we had Mike Lovejoy we had in week 1. A little ridiculous, but fantastic. I actually heard a couple feed remarks, that people actually felt bad that we were like making fun of him.
Don't be perklempt about Mike Lovejoy.
Well, they did admit we were like right on the fence where we didn't, but they were like cringing, like, oh god, what are they gonna say? They're gonna make fun of him, but like it never really happened, but it was close. Then last week we of course had Dave Richer, which is wonderful, total fantasy orgasm right there. We're gonna have a little bit more ridiculous here on the show again, Bub, which tends to get a good applause, good chuckle. We've broken down the fantasy gods many times on this show.
Many times.
In the Riverdale Gazettes, we've all talked about it before. We all have different feelings. Most of us believe in it, some more than others. But we've tracked down. We wanted to get a hold of somebody who is actually a guru or a expert in theology, someone who has spent their fucking life studying religion and God.
Please don't swear.
I'm going to swear, Bub. We are R-rated, okay? We are R-rated, so I can fucking swear, okay?
Okay, sorry.
Maybe not. I don't want to use the word God, Lord's name in vain. Though.
Right.
Strike me down, Lord.
Smite me. Smite.
So she is a nun, straight out of what's her name? Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh,
in the Sister Act.
Yeah, Sister Act.
Straight
out
Sister
Act 2.
Which I actually prefer.
I don't know.
Actually, I do. Yeah, Laura Hills.
I don't mind.
Good at it. She's a scholar in theology. She's the professor at the Duke Divinity School of God in North Carolina. Bitches, I shit you not. You think I'm fucking around. I'm not. Her name is Sister Amy Laura Hall is her name. She
sounds hot.
I don't know if she's hot. Maybe we'll Google her and see if she is. But honestly, I don't know what we're going to do with this interview, Bub. I just figured we'll get someone, on the show to talk about theology and fantasy gods, maybe see if they possibly believe that there could be real fantasy gods out there, and if so, what does that mean? Or maybe it will be a train wreck, it'll be horrible, although that might be good too. I don't know, Bob.
We'll roll with the punches and see where the wind takes us.
Now let's take a look into last week's results. Who kicked some ass? Who sucked?
Now, Bub, I obviously had a little bit of a different perspective here in week 1. I honestly haven't even seen a lot of the highlights being, at the game there in Buffalo. But from what I understand, it was a pretty sloppy opening week there in the NFL. Am I correct?
Slow start. 1 o'clock games were very, muddled. Muddled, if you will.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of, there were, 4 safeties in week 1?
At least 3.
No, I think there were 4, because I want to say there was one in the Monday Nighter, RG3, Alfred Morris.
Ah, right.
Yeah, so there were 3 on Sunday, 4 on total, and I think the 3 that happened on Sunday were all in the first quarter.
Very quick.
Ridiculous shit going on.
And actually, Eric, fun fact, tidbit for you.
Woo.
The 28-2 Kansas City Jacksonville game.
I think I heard this.
Is the first
time that a score ended up 28-2. I beat you. Got it.
Damn it.
That was a late-breaking update by the Scooper.
Damn.
Yep, got it. I got it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the games here in the Dynasty, brought to you by Juice Family Restaurant. I hope you've gone to Juice Family Restaurant recently, or I may or may not have to come there and destroy you and your family. So the game of the week in the North Riverdale division was the Handy Quacks versus the Rapists. 2 powerhouses, or at least we feel as if they will be, matching up against each other. 2 Anna Maria alums Bub, what do we got going on here? Looks like the Rapist beat Handy Quacks 105-92.
Yeah.
So Bub doesn't have anything else to add, apparently. I don't know why. Bub, are you verklempt?
I'm concussed.
You're concussed. So last week you were drunk.
Concussed. I'm not concussed.
Okay, good. Because we have a strict policy on the show.
It was a bad game.
It wasn't a bad.
It was a bad game. Handy Quacks was supposed to score 150 points, and he came out.
He had a couple of guys.
I think they were verklempt.
Yeah.
He had a couple of verklempt guys.
Ridley fumbled. And he was
Jones Drew. Roddy White came out and said that. I think it was today, maybe yesterday.
Didn't he tweet?
Said that
he tweeted an apology.
He said I was a decoy on Sunday. That was my job.
Right. And it would have been nice if maybe he said that before the game. Although I guess that
could have been brought to my attention yesterday.
So, speaking of Roddy White, though, we knew he had a little bit of an ankle issue going into the game.
True.
Do you think that Zach may have made a little bit of a coaching mistake by not starting Reggie Wayne in Roddy White's place?
Considering
which would have made the difference in the win or loss, by the way.
Considering Wayne wasn't even his best option, looking back on it, at the time he would have been Wayne.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't have started Brian Hitman Hartline.
Well, you don't know.
You would not start Hartline over Roddy White or Reggie Wayne.
Oh, I wouldn't, but I don't know. Maybe Zach was verklempt, and maybe he just was befuddled.
God damn it, Bubba. All right, we're going to stick with what would really fucking happen.
So maybe he should have started Reggie Wayne. But easy to
look back on it.
Be a seer and look back on things and say, well, you should have done that, you fucking idiot.
Right. The next game was VIP on Swole versus the Boston Loggers. Loggers, big win, beating VIP, who hasn't lost in a while. Obviously, went on that run there last year to win the title, 145-110, and 145 points for Ben Green. That's the most points he's ever scored in his young franchise's history. Not really much more to add here, Bub. Anything else, or should we move on?
No, we'll move on.
Okay, and then the other game in the North, you and me, Riverdale Scoopers.
The Colin Kaepernicks.
Yeah, against the Colin Kaepernick Bubblegum Shrimp. Kaepernick went off 36 points. Everyone else sucked for you. Bub, it was 132-80 was the final score, which I was honestly a little impressed that you were able to muster up 80 points.
I was as well.
I think that you're not going to be. Well, I think you'll be terrible, but I don't think you're going to beat the Iron Dogs record of 1-15. I think you'll win at least 2 games. Put it that way.
I sure hope I do. But if Kaepernick keeps this pace up, he's on pace to throw 6,400 yards.
So in other words, he's on pace to be on another team soon via trade.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm 8-1 against you all time, Bub. How does that feel? I fucking own you.
You do.
Fuck.
You do. I've had some pretty good years, and I can't seem to.
You just can't seem to beat like the good competition.
I just can't. I can't beat you.
Right. Say that again.
I can't beat you all.
Oh, that feels good. All right. So the last 29 regular season games, I am 26 and 3.
Let's move on.
Not that it's.
Wait, hold on.
What? All right.
So
just don't call BS on me. So we got.
Well, no. In the last 29 games, how many championships have you won?
I was just gonna say that. I was just you beat me.
Like you beat me.
We're beating each other.
Right.
We're beating each
other off.
South Riverdale Division. Let's go ahead and take a look at that fucking shitty ass division. The game of the week there was, of course, the Yellow Peril against the Hong Kong Cavaliers.
Didn't disappoint.
It didn't disappoint. It actually lived up to the hype. Hong Kong, great victory, 146 points. The Yellow Peril Yellow Peril's 120. This is the second time in history that Matt Whiffen has led the league in most points scored. So good job to Coach Matt Whiffen. We thought his team looked really good coming out of the draft, and at least after week 1, it's looking that way, Bub.
You know what? The scariest part about his team is the fact that Richardson and Doug Martin, two top 7 or 8 running backs, didn't even do that well, and he still put up 146.
Right. No, good call. And now, looking at Yellow Peril, his 120-point score is still pretty good output. He actually would have beat 7 out of the 11 other possible teams, but that's the kind of bad luck that happens, i.e. fantasy gods maybe, that happens when you're in the midst of a dynasty record 13-game losing streak and counting. And we've never seen anything like this before, Bob.
I think he has a tough matchup coming up. We'll get to that in a little bit.
We will get to that, but Jesus, Yellow Peril, Jay Young. That's almost a full season of losing.
Is
is that ever going to be matched, do you think?